This is Alby. I'm scared. Hello book besties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video that has actually been requested, and that is to let my dogs choose what books I read. If you didn't know, I have two dogs, Alby and Willow. They are both cockapoos, and I am going to let them choose which books I read. So they will each be choosing a book, and yeah, that is basically the video. They're going to choose a book and I'm going to read them. I don't think I need to go into any more detail than that. I'm sure you guys get the drill. I'm going to do the choosing all now, but I'll only include the first book pick now, and then we'll read the first book, and then I will insert the clip of the second choice after. So yeah, with that said, let's get into the first books that my dog is going to choose between. Okay, so the first pile of books are all going to be fantasy. These are all books that are on my monthly TBR, by the way, because I have a lot of books left to read on my TBR at this point, and I want to finish my TBR. So these are the first three books. So we have Gold by Raven Kennedy. This is the fourth book in the Plated Prisoner series. I think it's fourth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the fourth book in the Plated Prisoner series. Then we have The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. This is this a series or is this just a standalone? I think this might just be a standalone. Yeah, I think so. It's a YA fantasy. It says atmospheric with a dark academia setting, the thrilling story of a girl with the ability to overpower supernaturals. And then the third one is A Reign of Rose by Kate Golden. This is the third and final book in the Sacred Stones trilogy, which I have loved the first two books in this series. So our first three books are all fantasy romance. So I'm going to lay these books down and get some treats out, and I'm going to let one of the dogs pick. I think I'll choose Willow, since she is literally right in front of me right now, so she can do the first selection. Say hello. Say hello. This is Willow. I'm sure you have probably seen her a lot on my channel because she is always everywhere that I am. So yeah, I'm going to get some treats out and let her choose. Excuse me. Come here. Willow. No, come over here. Right, come here. Sit. Wait. Sit. Wait. Wait. Okay. Oh, straight for that one. Okay, there we go. We have our winner for our first book. Kindly chosen by Willow, and she's actually kind of sobered on the cover, so that's great. So we have The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. I've not really heard much about this book. It was a Fairy Loot pick back in, what month was it? May. So I've had this for a while, not yet read it, as I said, not really heard anything about it. All I know is this is a beautiful edition. I'm sure I've shown it before. Lovely character artwork. I will of course be taking the dust jacket off when I read it, but yeah, it also has lovely sprayed edges. So this is our first book. It's probably a good pick, to be honest, because it's not too long, so hopefully it shouldn't take me too long to read. How long is it? Ooh, wow. I probably shouldn't read this stuff at the back. Oh, it's kind of like a glossary, I think, of like different magical creatures. Cool. Okay, it's about 360 pages, so not too long at all. So I'm excited to read this one. As I said, I've not heard anything about it, so I have zero expectations going in. That's nice actually, because it's very rare that I pick up a book where I've not heard anything about it. I'm about 50 pages into this book, yeah. Page 56, chapter 8. When I first started reading this, I was so confused and finding it really hard to follow, which is weird because it's like a YA fantasy, and I now feel really stupid because now that I've got a bit further into it, I'm like, oh, it's actually really simple. It's just like different to other fantasy books, I guess. How do I explain this book? Okay, so we have Nicole. She is our female main character, and she is something called an Empyrean, and that is basically a magical being, and it's like the most powerful type of magical being, but she is kind of hiding the fact that she is an Empyrean because there is this organization called the Wake, which basically own all of the Empyreans and send them off on missions to go and kill certain creatures. And Nicole thinks that that organization is kind of corrupt. She doesn't want to work for them, and I think she blames them as well for her mother's death. Okay, So she is kind of hiding the fact that she is an Empyrean. She is at college and she is studying art, I think, amongst some other things, and she is doing her dissertation on an art collection that basically involves like mythical creatures. And then we have Kian, and he is our male main character. He is also an Empyrean like Nicole, but he works for the Wake. So he basically gets sent on this mission which ends up overlapping with Nicole and what she is doing with this artwork. I think that they're going to end up kind of hunting the creature together, but he doesn't know that she's an Empyrean. I think that's the basic plot of this book, or that's kind of what I understand so far anyway. Obviously it's a very different magic system to the mainstream kind of fantasy books, which are very like fae or maybe vampires, maybe witches. This is very different, and I think that's why at first I was confused, but actually it's pretty easy to follow, so that's okay. And I also love that in this book, I don't know if this is just because this is the special edition with Fairy Loot, yeah, Fairy Loot exclusive bonus material, but we have this kind of dictionary of different types of magical beings, where you see like a picture of them, their abilities, how you kill them, etc. So we have some different ones in here, and basically that is the picture of the Empyrean. So I think they basically just look human, but they are much better than humans. They are like stronger, have better senses and everything like that. And then also when they are hunting another creature, they transform into another type of being that is the best type of being to kill that creature, if that makes sense. I've not seen that much of that yet, but we know that that's a thing. So yeah, that's where we are. I'm enjoying it so far, but not much has really happened. And this book, I think, is like just under 300 pages, so it's quite short. Let me just check that. Okay, no, that was a lie. It's not under 300 pages. It's actually about 360 pages, so not under 300 pages at all. But also I think this is a standalone book, and we are, as I said, up to page 56. And I'm thinking there's quite a lot that needs to happen in this book. So yeah, maybe it'll be quite fast paced from here on out. We've kind of just had an introduction, and to be fair, I feel like I'm only now just at the point where I'm like, okay, I get it. I get what's going on, I get who's who and things like that. Yeah, maybe now we'll get into the proper plot. Oh, if you have noticed, I have changed my hair since I filmed the intro to this clip. It is now a bit darker, so yeah, just thought I would acknowledge that, but I spoke about it a lot more in my weekly vlog, which I think is the video that goes up before this one. Anyway, time to stop yapping and actually do some reading. Lie, the first part of this book I was not really into it, but then from like the 40% mark it's got really good, and especially the romance part. I'm now up to page 200 and I'm adamant that I am finishing this book today, okay? Okay, time to pick book number 2, and this will be picked by Alby. So for this, I'm having to use my Kindle because one of the books is a Kindle book. I mean, I could actually just use another book and say it's that book, whatever. The first book will be The Book of Asriel by Amber Nicole. I've heard amazing things about this one. I think it's like a dark romantasy book. It's on my TBR for the month and I'm really excited to get to it. So yeah, that's book number 1. All of these books are completely different vibes, by the way. As I said, I'm just going off my TBR. So we then have Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. This obviously is a romance book. It's the second book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. So I think it's like a small town billionaire kind of romance. I'm pretty sure it's between a single dad and the nanny of his child, I believe. I loved the first book in this series, so I have high hopes for this one. And then finally, as I said, all very different genres, we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This is like a thriller, horror, I think it's like a haunted house vibe. I'm excited to read this, and I desperately need to make sure I get to it in October. So this would be a very good pick, to be honest. But we will see what Alby's got in store for us. I need to go and get him, and somehow I need to get rid of Willow from this room because she will just steal all the treats. My second lovely assistant has honoured us with his presence. He did not want to come downstairs. This is Alby. He is my firstborn. He is a big boy compared to Willow. He's a lot calmer than her as well, and I think you'll do a good job for me, won't you? You're going to pick Mummy a good book? Yeah? Okay. Right, let's lay these books down and put them down. Willow, as you just saw, is still in the room, so yeah, I'm going to have to detain her somehow. Alby, come here. Right, Willow, you're going to have to leave. Go. Come on! I'm sorry, look at this dog. He's such an angel, staring at these treats. Okay, Al, drop me to hold the camera from up here. Let's see if you'll do it now. Go on then! Go on then! Ooh, okay. Go on then, you finish off those other treats. You missed one! You missed one, do you want that one? Okay, so as you saw, hopefully, Alby chose Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I'm excited that he picked this one. I did say this would be a good pick. And you did me well, did you listen? Yeah, did you listen to Mummy? I need to read this in October and I'm excited. Also, I'm hoping this should be quite a quick and easy one to read. So yeah, I'm happy with my picks. Hello, I come with updates. Firstly, I think you'll have seen I finished The Temptation of Magic. So let's talk about this first. First thing about this is it's actually a series. I really thought it was a standalone because I couldn't see anywhere in the book to suggest that it was a series. But turns out it definitely is. And I was thinking when I was reading this, I had like 50 pages left and I was like, I don't understand how all of this is going to be wrapped up in this book. Turns out it's not, because it's the first book in a series. I don't know how many books there are going to be. It wouldn't surprise me if there was just going to be 2, but honestly I have no idea. That is just me guessing. That is not like good information that I'm giving you, so I'm sorry, but it is part of a series. Okay, secondly, I thought that this book was YA because it came in my FairyLoot YA subscription box, but there was quite a spicy scene in it and I'm thinking, is that supposed to happen in YA books? I can't think of it happening in any other YA books, and surely that's not supposed to be a thing, so I don't know, I'm a bit confused. I'm just gonna say it wasn't the full deed, but it was in quite a lot of detail what did happen. And yeah, I don't know, it just felt a bit weird for a YA book, so that's one thing I would say. I think overall I liked this book. I thought the world was really unique and cool. All of these different like magical creatures were really cool to hear about and learn about, and as I said, I have this FairyLoot special edition, so it's really cool to like get the kind of dictionary of them at the back as well, with pictures and information about each of them. So that was really cool. I think it's quite different from other fantasy books that I've read recently in that respect, in terms of the general world of magic system. I think was really cool in this one. Weirdly, it kind of gave me really cozy vibes, similar to Divine Rivals. It's not at all similar to Divine Rivals in terms of plot, but I do think that if you liked Divine Rivals, you would like this. And I can't put my finger on why, they gave me very similar vibes, okay? Obviously this is a fantasy set in a kind of dark academia world. We have a kind of, are you okay? Are you scared of the daddy long legs? Me too. Can't remember what I was saying. I was saying it's like dark academia in a fantasy world. I feel like this was a really good time to read it. It was really easy to read. Obviously it's not too long. It was fun. I would say this is just like a solid 4-star book. This is also Megan Scott's debut novel, which I think is really impressive. I think it's an amazing debut novel, and I definitely recommend it if this is the kind of thing that you like. I'm very glad that I finally picked it up. Anyway, so yes, I have now started Home Before Dark. I am just over 100 pages in. Yeah, I'm 117 pages. Actually stopped mid-chapter, literally mid-page. This is like criminal for me. That aside, what is this book? So as I said, this is like a haunted house book and we are following Maggie. And when Maggie was 5 years old, she moved into this house with her parents, and they only lived there for 20 days and then they left, and basically her dad said that the house was haunted, and he wrote a whole book about it, which then became very famous. Maggie, our main character, does not remember her time at the house, and she doesn't believe that it really is haunted. Anyway, we now flash forward to the future, and Maggie is now a grown woman and her dad has recently passed away, and she finds out that he still owned this house and that house has now passed on to her, so she is now the owner of this house, and she didn't know that her dad still owned this house or anything. And she basically decides to go to the house and that she is going to flip the house and sell it. As I said, she does not believe that it is haunted. We don't know as a reader if it is or if it isn't. It's interesting because in the chapters we're switching between the chapters of her dad's book and then literally following Maggie in her life like you do in a normal book, and that's really interesting. It's definitely creepy. It says on the back, if you liked The Haunting of Hill House, you're going to love Home Before Dark. I loved The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, but I will say they definitely did creep me out, and this is definitely giving similar vibes. I'm enjoying reading it though because this is not at all what I normally read. I don't know if this is classed as a thriller or a horror. I would say it's kind of like a mixture of the two. I've never really read a horror book before. Thrillers I do sometimes read, but not very often. This is my first Riley Sager book, and I know that people have read lots of his books, and yeah, I would definitely want to read more, but this is just the first one that I am starting with, and it's going well so far. Like, it's really easy to read. Yeah, I'm enjoying my time reading it. Also, because I feel like I have to document whenever this is a thing, it's a really nice floppy book. Look, I can like bend it, whatever, and no spine is being broken, so that is great. I'm hoping to get a lot of this read today because it's really quick and easy to read, and I don't have too much of a busy day today either. Actually, saying that, I do have a busy evening. I am going to meet my cousin's new baby, and then I am maybe going out to eat with Ollie and my sister, or if not, she is coming over for dinner and we will just eat here. But yes, obviously I won't really be doing any reading this evening because that would be rude. But yeah, that's the update for now, so I'm gonna try and get some reading done. I'm up to page 170. I can't lie, this is creepy, and this is why I don't read these kind of books all the time, because I'm gonna have nightmares. Like, I know I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm sorry, but as somebody who in the last year has started to experience night terrors, this is terrifying. Like, I can just see that this is gonna happen to me. I'm scared. I'm hoping that this doesn't go the way that I think it's gonna go in terms of like with the twist, because I kind of saw that coming from quite early on. Now it seems like it's gonna be what's happened, but I'll be disappointed if that's it, because yeah, I feel like there needs to be a bigger twist than that. I am just getting ready to go out. I'm just waiting for my sister to get here, and then we are going to head to my cousin's, as I said, so I'm literally just freshening up. But I am up to page 260 of this, and that means I'm probably not going to be able to finish it today because I have like 180 pages and I'm going out now, and then my sister's going to be here. We're either going for or having dinner together, whatever. So I'm not really going to have time to read. Did I say 180 pages? No, I think I've got like 120 pages left. I think this book is like 380 pages long. I can't look exactly because I tried to have a look and then I saw a bit of a spoiler. I didn't properly read it, but like I just saw something that made me think, oh, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I am really enjoying this book. It's so creepy, but I'm just loving it, and it's so readable. Like I'm finding myself just wanting to sit and binge it, so that is great. I'm really enjoying it so far. I just really hope that it does have a good ending, because with these kind of books, like that really does make or break a book, the ending. So far I'm loving it, but we will see what happens. And I'll probably do a bit more reading tonight, like in bed, but as I said, I'm not gonna have time to finish the book, so I will probably finish it tomorrow morning and I will pick up with you then. That was obvious. I'm hoping this is not the twist. Why are characters in these kind of things so stupid? Like, why do they just do the most stupid stuff? Okay, I have finished Home Before Dark. I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. I did really enjoy it, especially like the majority of the book I really liked. Like I liked the writing, it felt fast paced, it felt tense, like I didn't want to put it down, I wanted to keep reading. So I loved that about it. It had that real like thriller vibe, like what happened, but also the added kind of horror element, like was really fun. Not something I've ever read before, but I enjoyed it. I definitely do want to pick up another Riley Sager book. I think the one that I'm thinking of is the only one left, but if you have a recommendation for your favourite Riley Sager book, then let me know which one you would recommend. For a lot of this book, I was actually thinking I'm going to rate this 4.5 stars, but I do think that the ending wasn't that satisfying and I wasn't like blown away with the twists. I don't know, it was kind of like as I was reading it, I was like I could just see where it was all going, you know what I mean? There wasn't that like big twisty moment where it was like, oh my god, what? So yeah, that's why I'm kind of knocking it down to a 4 stars, but overall I still really liked the book, would definitely recommend it, and perfect time of year to be reading it. So yeah, we're about a week away from Halloween now, and yeah, glad that I've read it. So that wraps up this video. Thank you very much to my dogs for choosing these books for me. We've got one here, don't know where the other one is. But yeah, I hope that you enjoy this video. If you have any like requests of videos that you would like to see me film, then you're always welcome to let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to do that. Sorry, there's literally a car stopped right outside my house with its engine on. Very annoying. But yeah, I am going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to see you in my next video. Bye!